if it's one thing that you, I don't want to say change, that you feel that can help the WNBA's game out,
help the game out. Okay, so I think the game is looking great. I think it's evolved great. I believe that player for player, players are more talented, faster. You can see they're getting the individual training, ball handling skills, shooting. The game is phenomenal. I thought they're playing at a high level. I'm very proud of them. I support the WNBA still. I will always, obviously we'd love to have Brittany back home. That's important.
For sure.
Shout
out BG.
Shout out to BG. She's never, far from our thoughts, but the WNBA is rocking. What could we...
Shout out to Lisa Leslie for not being one of those OGs in the game that hate on the new players today. We deal with it in the NBA or anybody that's ever played. They always try to down talk the newer generation. Oh, they soft, they this. She gave a very good analytical response to it. I really like that. I've always liked her, and that just made me like her more in that moment.
We have more. I just think, from a salary standpoint, it'd be great for the women to be able to make more money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I think I saw something that said like one player that makes maybe $12 million on the NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's kind of like crazy. And again, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe one night y'all don't go to the casinos.
I have something on this though.
Now, before Draymond says whatever he says, let's be very clear. I'm not trying to compare the WNBA to the NBA, because we're only 26 years old. But the moment you bring up money and how you're paid, you're literally comparing it. Sorry, that's just what it is. The NBA has been around for a long time, and they have been through a lot of ups and downs. They've had to go through it. They went from 8 teams to, I don't even know right now. Sorry, don't remember the number, but they're in the 20s. Multiple cities, all of that. In this day and age, how many of y'all that's watching this right now can tell me how many female players that y'all know and how many teams do you know that exist in the WNBA? Is that the NBA's fault? No, it's not. It is based on who watches it, because they play them on ESPN. You can look it up on highlights, on YouTube. You can find all of the information. But how many of you actually actively watch these videos or watch the games? How many of you actually do it? How many players do you actually know? I can say Lisa Leslie from the LA Sparks, because I've always liked her. First woman to ever dunk. So that's why I know it. You know what I mean? Candace Parker. I know who she is because I've seen her as an analyst talking to Shaq and all of them. But how many of us actually know what cities they play in, all of those things? Because we don't actively search to look up the WNBA. That's just being real, and it may be messed up, but to try to compare gender wage gaps and things like that is not applicable in this particular moment. But let's see what Draymond has to say.
Because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA like
the most,
more than we probably support the fucking NBA. And it bothers me.
You shouldn't be bothered because the WNBA players, I can tell you 100%. And we had a meeting for our 25th anniversary. We're do Zooms with the veteran, the legends of the league or whatever, and just talking about it. And I told them on that call, the number one supporter that we have, you guys never focus on, and that is the NBA players.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that you have NBA players that are actually at the games and you don't promote it? Who would be the best promoter of the game than the NBA players? They're going to the games, which means they're showing acknowledgement of it. Is this a pride thing? Is this the ego thing? Is this we don't need men for their acknowledgement for show that we're good? No. Endorsements, promotion, all of these things bring money to you. That's why you go to get these commercials that people pay millions of dollars for so they can buy pizza, they can buy burgers, they can buy fries, they can buy clothes, whatever is based on endorsements. So to mean to tell me or tell any other human being that you won't allow or show that, hey, we are a legitimate league because we have the other league that are men based are coming to watch our games because they like what we do. It's foolishness. I'm telling you, some people shoot themselves in the foot because they're arrogant, and they might need to change the heads of the WNBA if they're literally preventing them from making more money.
WNBA actually loses money. Shocker, I know. They lose an average of about $10 million per year ever since they started.
Wow.
So how is it that they're able to keep going as a league and pay their players? Well, that would be the NBA. The only reason the WNBA even exists is because of the profits that the NBA has made. So when you hear statements like, men should show more support for our league, just donate your salaries, it's no big deal, skip a couple nights in the casino. Don't you think that's a little entitled, considering the whole reason they're able to make any money at all and even play basketball is because of the NBA players?
Hold on, let's look at this. Hold on. If she believes that doing something a certain way gets her to the end goal, I'm all for that. And if I believe doing something a certain way gets to the end goal, I'm all for that. Equal pay criticism. Okay. If you are losing $10 million a year in any company, if you're losing $10 million a year, they would pretty much wash that company. They would get rid of it. But to show that Adam Silver and the NBA are literally admitting that we cover the losses that the WNBA has, that means that the men are still footing the bill for it. Because let's be all the way real. If you are losing money, why do we keep you on tow? Who is responsible? Women wanted the WNBA. We want to see basketball with women. We want to see that. Okay, cool. Boom, you got it. Why are you not participating in paying the tickets, going to the events, going and checking out the games, buying the jerseys, doing all of that? Why are you not doing that? Why are the women at the NBA games? Why? You see what I'm saying? Why are you doing that versus going in and supporting the women? That literally shows there's a disconnect in all of it, because let's be honest, if you really cared about equal pay, you would show why women are valuable in this realm. But somehow we don't need the men, but at the same time, y'all like, but y'all should be donating money to us. Whew, wow.
Making the profits they do. Even when they show support, NBA players get blasted for it. That's what happened to Andre Iguodala.
Hold on. You obviously showed your whole butt and not even understanding what we talk about all the time. You don't think we ask for more money? I mean, what are we screaming about nonstop? And this is her response. She's a soccer player, claiming women are making complaints instead of taking action towards equal pay and investment in women's sports. It's not the players, though. It is not the players. It is about the people who should be watching the games. Because everybody looks at what they call foot traffic. You got to look at the foot traffic. If you're not looking at the foot traffic and who's watching it, that's where the business comes in. They're like, how many people are watching this? How many people are watching this? How many people are looking at it where we can sell this item to these people for watching it? That's why you have commercials. You have commercials because people are paying these organizations to play their commercials. That's it. Even in YouTube videos, you have ads. You have all of these things. Why? Because you need foot traffic. Soccer players, boom. We play, we run just as long as the other people, but you may not be as exciting. I didn't even know who this person was until she got upset and put the post on and I'm watching the video. I don't know these people. I don't even watch soccer, so Me not watching soccer, I can't even comment on it because some people make money. But if the same volume that watches the men's leagues for soccer are not watching the same amount for the female soccer leagues, you got to look at why. Women outnumber men in population. So women should be watching this stuff and they should be getting sold all types of stuff. Women, the WNBA can make more money if women watch those sports, but they don't. Let's just keep it all the way funky.
When he complimented aerial powers, she not only told him to keep it to himself, but she also tried digging up old tweets from his past to cancel him. That's right, she tried to ruin his career just because he complimented her by number and not by name.
So you're meaning to tell me somebody did a fan thing? Because let's be real, when you're a fan, a lot of times you don't know the names unless you're a hardcore study of the game. He might have just saw the game, didn't know your name, boom, said, yo, shout out to number 23, and then you try to cancel him? First off, endorse yourself. Be like, hey, Andrew Iguodala, shout out for shouting my number out. My name is this. Yo, we need to parlay one time. Chop it up, man. Look, put my name out there, man. We getting it cracking. That's why they need to watch the league, because boom, boom. But instead you try to get it canceled? Word? Man. If I'm finna shout somebody out and then they come with some vitriol, why would I even watch you after that? I wouldn't. I'm telling you, men do this all the time. They be like, man, number 15 is trash. And they just be going off or whatever. A lot of times, college football. Let's run with college football. They don't have names on their jerseys. Period. But once they keep watching you, seeing you doing your thing, what do? They look you up. They research you. Then they find out who you are. Then they look up your stats. They do all of that. And then they might buy your jersey. But if you're spouting vitriol because somebody didn't say your name, who's going to want to buy your jersey? They don't even want to look up your stats. You can't get respect from people if you only come with some energy that's negative. This is just facts. You want people to respect your league, but you're overly emotional. Look at Kevin Durant. People don't even give this dude respect for winning 2 rings in Golden State. And then they look at everything else he's doing. They're like, yo, he beefing with people. He going off. He's arguing with people on Twitter. His level was like up here as a player and it's just slowly dropping because he's being emotional. Yo, the sports world is different. People in the sports world, they're more harsh. They have no sympathy. This is purely facts. They don't have sympathy for anybody because it's a hard-won road. They are harsh. They are brutal. Man, forget your feelings. That's how they function. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section about wage gaps, gender gaps in the realm of sports in regards to the WNBA and the NBA. Because if one is at a deficit and one is covering the difference to keep them afloat to still be able to do the game, can you really argue it, or do you have to look at who's watching it? Why are they not being promoted? But let me know what y'all think down in the comments section, and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody? Peace.